Today we'll see auto layout, how auto layout works in iOS. So why we need auto layout? So see, we are having a different screen sizes. iPhone SE is having a different size, iPhone 6, 6 Plus, and new device is there, iPhone 10. So we are having a different screen sizes, right? So for those screen sizes, if we create one layout or your UI for any screen, that UI should be applicable for every screen size. So we will use auto layout in this case to tell the UI that you need to fit inside this screen size, right? You need to be here, you need to be somewhere here, right? So we'll do the auto layout thing, create a new Xcode project, single view application. I'll name it as auto layout demo, and here Swift, and next I will save this inside a December 2017 weekend batch iOS demos. Okay, now we are having a view controller over here and storyboard over here. So today we will not be writing anything inside .swift file. We'll be saying auto layout over here only. So earlier we are choosing the iPhone SE layout for the designing, right? iPhone SE layout for the design. So today also we'll go with this iPhone SE. So see, the basic thing is I will copy this button or drag drop this button over here. Fine. So this is the position of this button at top left corner. Fine. So I can name it as top left. Let me bring up movie recorder, flat on top. Okay. Now we are having a top left button over here. Now also what I will do, I will drag another button over here which will be called as top right, correct, which will be aligned to the left, right margin and top margin. Fine, these blue lines are showing margins, top margin and right margin. Now again I will have the button at bottom as well, just bottom right. Fine, so it will be at bottom margin and right margin, and then again bottom left, right. Now see, top left button is at top left corner, top right is at top right corner, then bottom right is at bottom right corner, bottom left is at bottom left corner. Now see, here we are not running this application right now on simulator. We'll just see the preview of our layout in Xcode only. So to see the preview, what we need to do, we need to go to the assistant editor, and instead of this Swift file view, what I will do, I will change it to from automatic to preview. So it will show a preview of your view controller, this file over here for iPhone SE phone. See here, we are getting a same layout which we are having over here, right? Then next, if I add another layout, that is iPhone 8, see here, much bigger than iPhone SE, but see here, it's not at top right corner, we just misplaced bottom right as well, bottom left as well. Correct. Now what we need this button at top right, bottom right and bottom left. Top left is as it is at top left. See here, top left, right? So why this is happening, we'll see over here now in standard editor. So our metric system for this buttons position, that is X and Y, starts from here. So you will get origin over here 0 0, X increases in this way, Y increases in this way. Correct. So when you put something over here inside a view, that view button is also a view, right? Now that view will have its own X position, see here, X position, Y position, as well as the width and height. Fine. Now see, so this top left button is having its own X, Y, width and height. So every view needs its own origin and size. Origin means X and Y, size means height and width. Now this is having its own X, Y, width, height. This top right is having its own X, Y, width, height. Bottom right also having, bottom left also having. But for other layouts, we need to change its X, Y, width, height. In this case, we are not changing the height width, we'll just change the positions, right? So according to the screen size, they must be changing their own origin according to the screen size. So what we'll do, we'll add some rules to views. So for top left we don't need to add any rule, but we'll add it. So see, to add a constraint, we'll go to the this bottom button, add new constraint. Constraint means a rule where it should be. So I'll add a pin constraint, or I will pin this button at top. From top it's 0, from left it's 16, right? 16 pixels margin. So I will add two constraint. Now it's showing two blue lines over there. So those lines will show you the constraints, top alignment constraint, and here are the properties of that constraint. So margin means nothing but safe area. Yes, no, not it is safe area, but margin means a simple margin, some amount of data offset. Yes. So here is 16 pixel margin we have added for this button. See here, if I select this constraint, it will show the properties of this constraint over here. Fine. So top left is having two constraints. One is top and one is left. So with this two constraints, I am getting Y position because of this top constraint and X position because of this 16 pixel left constraint. Are you getting this? And height and width is calculated by the view itself, right? It is calculating its width and height using this content. Top left is the label and it's having its own width and height because of the text. So it will get its width and height with the help of content. Fine. Now next is for top right. What we need to add? We need to add top and right. Add two constraints. Fine. Again for bottom right, same, bottom and right. Add two constraints and then again add two constraints. Fine. So we added constraints to the views, correct? So this top right will be at 16 pixel from trailing edge of your view, correct? It will be always at 16 pixel from trailing edge. If you increase your view size, then it will be at 16 pixel from trailing edge. Also it is at a 0 pixel from top. Fine. Bottom as well, see, it will be at 16 pixel from trailing edge. It will be 20 pixel from the bottom edge. You getting this? Again, this bottom left also 20 pixel from bottom, 16 pixel from left. It will be at a 16 pixel from leading edge always. Now we'll see again the preview. See here, we are having top left, top right, top bottom for AC as it is, but for 8 it's showing now a perfect positions: top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. So see, in this case, if we have 8 plus, see, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, we are getting it at a perfect position, right, which we want. Now let me zoom out this. Then see, if I rotate iPhone SE screen from portrait to landscape, then also it's showing top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Here is this top left, it's showing from 0. That means for landscape views we are not considering a 20 pixel for a notification bar, correct? For portrait we are considering 20 pixels for the notification bar, but for this we are not using a 20 pixel. Now top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Now what we'll do, see here, if you see, top left is at top left, top right, bottom right for every view, even for iPad Pro. See, iPad Pro is added over here. For iPad Pro as well, it's showing over here. Fine. See, if I landscape the iPad Pro, then again it's showing the same. Clear?
TopLeft also manage the landscape.
Yes, because we have added rules that this view should be a 16 pixel from trailing edge, 0 pixel from top, for bottom as well, bottom right as well, from 16 pixel from trailing edge and 20 pixel from bottom. So we have added that rule, so it follows that rule and we are getting a view at a particular position. Fine. Now next is what we'll do. I'm again going back to the standard editor, and here I need to put a video. I need to put one button over here at middle, so I'll name it as top. Fine. Now it's your time now to add constraints for this particular button. So what you need to write, you need to create a top button, right button, bottom button and left button. Fine. And you need to add constraint for this button. So I will show you how to add constraint for the top. Any guesses? We need to pin it at the top. That's correct. Then no, see here, we need to pin it at the top. Now it's asking us for the X position. So what X position will put over here, that is, it will be a center aligned. right, center aligned. So I will select this and I will then use this another button over here which is alignment, for the alignment, and I will align it horizontally in a content, correct, horizontally center. So it will be having its X at the center. Now see, again in a, we are getting top at center again, see, everywhere, for landscape as well, for portrait as well. Fine. So for right we need to add a trailing distance over here, 16 pixel, and we need to align this vertically, correct, for bottom,
bottom
bottom constraint, and then
horizontal.
align horizontally. For left, again leading constraint, 16 pixels, and align vertically. That's fine. So this is your task now. You need to create this layout. Fine.